Everybody join me in singing happy birthday. We're actually celebrating right now. We're just really good to do it.
fans, you saw Kenzie, a new up-and-coming female star on the scene. Violet Adams ended just a terrific brawl. Both contestants disqualified. And that's going to be resolved in the future in an SECW show. As you see right now, I hate to say it, you know I don't like him very much, no offense. I'm a big fan of Superstar Eric Charles.
Don't take it, don't take it.
But we have the new U.S. champion,
Yes.
Skylar Sage.
How are you, Jonathan?
I'm doing well, except for, you know, a few things happened this weekend I wasn't particularly happy about, so I'm a big Superstar Eric Charles fan.
Okay.
That's understandable. He was taking care of business against Patrick. I don't know what. What happened?
I mean, well, when we go back to last weekend, I saw what was going on in the ring with Pat. I saw Eric out there, and he was kind of laying waste to Pat. And I'll be honest, Skylar Sage, when he sees an opportunity, he goes after it. And I saw that United States Championship, it was on the line. I had an open shot, so I did what I thought was best. I went and I took my opportunity, and I succeeded. And I'm very proud of it.
I mean, I got to, you know, give you credit for that. You jumped on it when you had the chance. I mean, Eric had a grueling flight in from Chicago. He lands, he rushes to the ring. He fights about like an hour-long brawl with Pat. They were in there for at least an hour.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I don't know if
it felt pretty long.
You came in and hats off to you. You know, you took care of him pretty quick.
Thank you. Thank
You
you.
got the 1, 2, 3, clean, middle of the ring. No one can dispute that, but I want to dispute that. I think Superstar Charles wants a title rematch at some point. And what do you say to him right now?
That's
He's
what-
watching Chicago.
Eric, that's fine. You know, I'll be more than happy to contest what was yours previously and what is mine now. I'd love to put it back on the line. I'll meet you in that ring again soon, anytime, man.
So you say you're going to be a fighting champion?
Oh, of course. That's my motto. When I came into SECW, I had one goal. It was to be a champion. It was to be one of the best in professional wrestling in East Tennessee and hopefully other places soon. I'm looking to expand. Right now, you know, I've accomplished that goal with the United States Championship, and I will be a fighting champion. So, yeah.
Well, this is a traveling belt. Eric defends it in Chicago. Well, he did defend it. He defended it in Chicago, everywhere, anywhere in the East, the entire United States. You might have to defend that in Fairbanks, Alaska.
So that's fine. That's fine. Let's go to Alaska. I would love to contest this championship in Alaska. I need a big jacket and probably some hoodies and a toboggan, but I'll do it.
That's the price of being the U.S. champ.
That's right. I'll wrestle in a toboggan and a hoodie. I would be fine with that.
I have it on very good authority that a certain Moxie
Yes.
has got his sights set on you.
Wayne Moxie. Well, I'll give you a little bit of background on Wayne Moxie. He actually, I don't know about his sights set on me, needless to say, but Moxie and me have trained together for months and months. Wayne Moxie's actually my tag team partner.
Oh.
Yeah, in KFW Wrestling in Sevierville.
I think everybody's going to betray somebody. You know, as soon as you get the belt, I think there's going to betray. You dump him right now. That's what you got to do. You got to dump him right now. You don't be partners with him. You stab him in the back before he can stab you in the back.
John, I don't think that's going to work out because the thing with I'm sorry, man.
No, listen.
The thing with me and Moxie is that we have come up in this business together so far in our career. And I know, you know, that might be cliche. That might be something that all these young guys say when it comes to their partners or their trainees that they work with. But me and Wayne Moxie, you know, it's just something clicked when we tagged together. We've worked the Heat Seekers. We've worked the Saints. We've worked Tristan Ramsey, Tommy Henry, Isaac Kane, you name it. We have worked and we've done pretty well together as a tag team. So I don't think I see us splitting up anytime soon.
Well, you know, it's always fine, and everybody says that. And it's not just young guys that say that, but you learn when you are an individual champion, just your partner starts thinking, you know, I really should have that belt. He should really give me a shot at that belt. And it always leads to feuds. Now maybe you two can go up and you can challenge the Forsaken Angels Guild.
That would be great.
And you know, you'll each have some belts at that point. He's still going to be jealous because you're going to have 2 belts.
You're right. I mean, to an extent, I know Moxie more than anyone. We've traveled up and down the roads. We've gone to a bunch of different promotions in the past couple months, and I've got to know the guy pretty well. And I don't know exactly how or what he's thinking in his head right now as far as the United States Championship. Moxie, if you're watching tonight, I know you are, brother. I'd be more than happy to contest this championship with you at SECW or anywhere. So, partner, competition, whatever it may be, I respect you. Let's do it, man.
You know, I saw the same thing. You know, you had Zander Storm and Ryan Reckless. Looked like they were going to be the tag team of the future.
Yep.
Kind of just like you guys. Ryan Reckless gets his belt. starts living a wild lifestyle. Zander Storm gets his belt, he starts living that wild lifestyle. They split apart because of the championship. They couldn't focus. They couldn't get the tag team title in their grasp. Now, are you not living that lifestyle already, are you?
This lifestyle that you're talking about, it's just, that's something that I've seen my whole life. I've seen people in this business come, and I've seen people in this business go. Just like Ryan Reckless. I've seen Ryan go from this young competitor, hungry for championships, hungry for success in this business, and he goes and do these things. Well, that was motivation for me to do the exact opposite, John.
I'm glad to hear that, because the exact opposite of his path is usually the best one to take.
Yeah.
Maybe, you're not going to go out and buy a Lamborghini like Zander Storm did.
I don't think so. I think my money's just going to go into my gas tank to get to other shows to contest this belt. So,
I mean, that's a smart way to be. It sounds like you've got all the right answers.
thank you.
We got another show coming up in June.
Yes, we do.
We don't know who you're going to wrestle.
That's okay. That's okay.
No one's told us. No one's announced it yet. How are you going to train if you don't know your? I thought as a champion it was in your contract. You had to know 30 days in advance
You want me to wrestle?
who you're going to wrestle for the title. Is that all changed? We got new commissionership. We don't know what's happening.
Man, as far as the commissioners go right now, it's a mess. It is a pure mess. But what Skylar Stage does in the face of a mess makes an opportunity out of it. So whoever I'm going to wrestle, whoever I'm going to take on next month, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to train harder than I ever have before. In these 5 days that I've been United States champion, I'll tell you, John, I've trained so hard. I've changed my routine, changed my diet, changed my workout plan. I'm in the ring, I'm going to say 2 to 3 times a week. On top of that, I'm working out. Did everything I can to defend my belt the right way against anyone.
Well, you know, you got the belt by doing it the way you were doing it before. I'm not sure if you should change or not.
Well, you know, change can be a good thing. It can be a bad thing. You know, I think the changes that I made in my routine are for the better. So,
I'll ask you this question. Obviously, you mentioned your tag team partners coming up. You're probably going to go out to the Forsaken Angels Guild. Now, what's going to happen on this night in the future, because it's probably going to happen at some point, you have your title shot against Forsaken Angels Guild.
Yes.
It's, you know, it's the co-main event. But the main event is Skylar Sage for the U.S. title against someone else. You have back-to-back matches.
you want to know what I think about this? If that opportunity comes, I would be more than happy to step in that ring more than once in one night. The fact of the matter is that Skylar Sage, he comes to SCCW, goes to every promotion that he works at. He comes with one thing in mind, that is to win. And the other thing, one thing in mind, a couple things in mind I should say, to win and to motivate people. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to do what's best for me. I'm going to do what's best for my tag team partner, and I'm going to work hard in both matches. And I'm going to walk out the United States champion and the tag team champion.
That's a big risk, but that's, you know, big rewards when you're the champion.
It is.
You're going for championship.
And you have to work hard to do that. But I have confidence in myself and in my tag team partners. So,
I have another question for you. I ask this to everybody who comes in here because I have my recommendations. Why not a manager?
manager.
Paul Buchanan's a great manager. He's looking for people. He's looking for champions.
Oh, man.
Great guy. I mean, he looks out for his people. Just think of what you could do if you had Paul Buchanan in your corner. You and Moxie, what you could do as a tag team with Paul Buchanan in your corner. The Forsaken Angels Guild have Gary Allen Young. You gotta have some balance out there.
I mean, a manager can be very helpful. I've seen it happen so many times. Manager can lead a team to victory, can lead a singles competitor to victory. But I think that me and Moxie, or me and Travis Graves, the American Rogue, we can do just fine on our own. I have faith.
That's another, something to look at. How does Travis feel about Moxie coming in?
That's a tough question. I'm sure you would really need to ask Travis about that. But overall, me and Travis and Moxie, we've all got along great. They've both got along great. Separate shows. They work together at shows. They've been up and down the roads, off and on together. So I don't think Travis will really have a problem with it.
Now, I hope you know, maybe this is a good thing Travis is coming in. There's an investigation into a certain incident with the heavyweight tag team title belts. And Travis, he's under investigation right now.
Really?
Yes.
he hasn't said a word to me about this. Travis, you need to give me a call, my friend.
I mean, we all saw it. Go to YouTube and find it. You were interviewing with Alan Von Allen.
Oh, as far as the tag team championship.
And
Oh,
that's the tag team championship.
oh. Well,
You know,
Travis, yeah, as far as that went.
he claims that he found them in the locker room.
Well, you know, me and Alan Von Allenhammer, we were talking in the back, and yeah, I don't know where Travis comes with the tag team championships. I didn't know what to think, to be honest. You can see by my reaction.
You look very taken aback at that point.
I was.
That's why you're not under investigation. You're in the clear.
Thank you. I'm glad.
It's just that your tag team partner.
Well,
He's being looked at right now. I mean, Gary Allen Young filed the paperwork and filed a formal complaint with the board.
well, Gary,
And it's going to be looked at.
I think Gary's it's out of a hypocrite for doing something like that. I'll be honest. I'm not here to call names, but when somebody gets an interference in my match for the tag team championships, he gets up on the apron and he distracts me. I don't think he has the right to go and complain about anything when he's cheating himself. So,
You know, he doesn't see it that way. He says he was not cheating, and he said he doesn't do that kind of thing. It's selective memory on your part.
selective memory. I don't know. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go home, and I'm going to go back and watch mine and Travis's match against the Forsaken Angels Guild. And I'm going to see exactly what Gary Young, what he exactly did at the end of that match. So I'd say next time I'm on TV here at Wrestle Talk, we'll talk more about that.
He claims Patrick altered some tapes that are on YouTube right now.
You think so? Oh, really?
That's what he claims.
Really? Well,
That was in his formal complaint. I read the complaint.
I don't think Gary Young, his eyesight is too good, because what I saw was plain and clear. I saw him up on the apron. Even at the show, I saw him up on the apron distracting me when me and the American Road, Travis Graves, were going for our finish. So,
That's what I'll say again. That's why you need Paul Buchanan in your corner.
well,
I mean, look how smart he is.
I'm going to give Paul credit where it's due. I'll say that right now. Paul, in the past, he's made some champions. Are Paul's methods right?
Yeah.
And that's your opinion, John.
They make champions.
A champion, what can I say about Paul? When it comes to being a champion, there are more things than just carrying around a championship belt. You have to live it. You have to have morals. You have to have obligations to the fans. I don't know if Paul has that. No?
You don't care about the fans.
No, not at all.
No, those fans, they're why would you care about this?
Well, I've been in crowds where there have been 10 people coming to see me perform. There have been 100 people, 500 people, close to 1,000 people. And every time I've cared about the fans, and the fans that gave back. They gave back when I won the United States Championship.
Oh, it was a very raucous, loud crowd, but I mean, you shouldn't care about that. Why do you care about the fans? See, that's going to distract you at some point.
I don't know. You
You notice when Paul's out there. I'll tell you, there's one good manager does. Gary Allen Young does it.
Okay.
Mitch doesn't do as much because Mitch is a terrible manager. He tells the fans to shut up, to shut their mouth. That way you're not distracted by them. You get distracted by these cheers. That's what happened to Ryan Reynolds too. He went to his head. He was getting all the cheers. He's out shaking hands, kissing babies. You can't be that way, man. You got to tell those people to sit down and shut up. That you're the U.S. champion and they're not. Paul Buchanan would help you with that.
You know, before shows, I go and set up a table. I sit out there with the fans. I talk to them all individually. You know, I talk to the people. I kiss the babies. I sign the autographs. I sell the T-shirts.
The fans love. I see kids running around with just like Skylar Sage written across them and on their arms and on their shirts, and they'll probably have tiny U.S. title belts now. You to sign them.
Well,
can I make their picture with you?
The thing about the fans is that every time I've gone out there, like I said, and performed, they've fueled me. They've fueled the fire that I have for this business. And when I sell a shirt that says the Rage of Sage or Skylar Sage, it's not just a slogan. It's not just a gimmick that I sell. It's real. And when I say I have the Rage of Sage, I don't mean, oh, I'm going to sell you this T-shirt. I mean, these fans fuel me and they give me that power.
We saw that on display on Saturday night. I mean, I was in the hall. You came just by me like a cannonball. It's like something that had overtaken you, some spirit, some force. I didn't know what it was. Next thing I know, you're in the ring, and poor Eric Charles, unsuspectingly, has been Well, he didn't, we see what happened, right? You can watch it on YouTube. If it's not up already, it will be soon, and it'll probably be shortly here, maybe next week. It was, so.
There's a lot to take in.
I love superstar Eric Charles. He's one of my favorite people. A good person.
Well, like I said, Eric, I'll be more than glad to defend this championship anytime. So if you ever want a rematch, feel free.
I'm sure he'll eventually take you up on that.
That's fine.
Now you are the U.S. champion, the United States. You love America.
That's right.
We had a little incursion. Big guy. I mean, I kind of like him actually, but the Soviet stuff.
The Soviet stuff.
He downed America. He downed Rocky Top. He downed Campbell County. He downed Anderson County. Downed the whole state of Tennessee. He downed the entire United States. How did that make you feel, seeing that in your hometown?
Like I said, I'm not here to call names. I'm not here to insult anyone. I'm an SCCW to be a defending champion, to be a fighting champion. But when I see someone like the Soviet stud come in and basically spit on what I fight for, this country, this business, the fans that fuel me, Jonathan, it makes me sick. It truly does. So if the Soviet stud wants to get in the ring, I don't care how big he is. I don't care how small I am. If I need to get in there and I need to teach the Soviet stud a lesson, I'll be more than happy to.
He's a giant guy.
He is.
I mean, you're not small by any means. But he's huge. He's 6'7". He's 375 pounds. And man, he hates America.
He does.
He hates the U.S. Championship belt. He would find that Vladimir Putin would love it if he came home with the U.S. title. I'm just saying. That's what he told me personally in the locker room. Vladimir Putin wants him to destroy all Americans. He wants him to destroy the U.S. champion specifically.
Well, Soviet stud, I'll be more than happy to bring my championship and meet you in the middle of that ring. And that's all really. That's really all I have to say about it, because there's not many words that you can say. There's not much emotion that I can express sitting here at this table tonight. But when I'm in the middle of that ring, it all comes out.
Well, I know that your goal is to make the U.S. title great again.
That's right.
You felt that Eric Charles wasn't doing it.
That is
And
correct.
granted, Eric Charles only wrestled once a year. But he was busy. He was busy living his lavish lifestyle in Chicago.
And that's fine, to live a lavish lifestyle. But I'm a humble man. When I see a championship that deserves better, when I see a title that needs to be defended, that needs to go out and be around the waist of a fighting champion like myself, I feel obligated to go hunt for it. And that's what I did. And that's what I will continue to do.
Well, you've got this belt. You're looking maybe tag team champions, maybe with Travis if he doesn't get suspended or he doesn't, run afoul of the, for the Forsaken Angels, they're still looking for him. They wanted to catch him out somewhere and, break his kneecap or something. He's a rogue. He can't help himself.
Run, Travis.
How do you feel maybe about the World Heavyweight title?
The World Heavyweight Championship.
The SECW Heavyweight Championship. Are you ready to make that jump into that class?
I was going to say I think I am, but to be honest, I know I am. I know that I'm ready for the SCCW Heavyweight Championship. I fought for it once before. I was going through a rough time in my career. As you know, I was actually held kind of against my will, to be honest, to fight for the Fortune ones at one time. And people can say whatever they want about that. That was a dark time in SCCW for me. I fought the Thug for the championship. It didn't work out like I wanted it to, like I planned. But now I'm in a better place. I'm the United States champion. I have tag team partners that I can rely on. I'm training harder than ever. And I think it's time for Skylar Sage to hold the SCCW Heavyweight Championship.
The rage of Sage is running wild, fans.
That's right.
It's running wild.
That's right.
You're lucky you got to see him on tonight, June the 10th. We don't know who against. We'll try to get it. I'll try to find out. Maybe I'll let him know. He's going to defend this title in Rocky Top.
That's right.
Maybe it'll be the stud. You never know. You never know who it's going to be in this. There's lots of people who want the belt. Only one man has the belt.
That's right. We'll see who it is. We'll see who wants to contend for this championship that I hold.
thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you very much, Jonathan.
He'll bring your baby over. She'll shake its hand. Bring your girlfriend over. He'll kiss her.
That's right.
You know, that's the way he does. Maybe the American Girl will be there too. Maybe Wayne Moxley will be there. Maybe he'll have the tag team titles at that point.
The tag team title is the heavyweight championship, the United States championship for sure. Be on the lookout.
I mean, you're pretty close with the cruise line of the cruise.
I am almost there. You know,
I mean,
I've had it before.
If you would see Billy Marshall's dietitian, you could drop a few pounds and get right there where you need to be.
Hey, you're right. I think I'm only like 2 pounds away from it. I had it before. I know that for my new workout routine, I'll be there in no time. I'm looking for all the championships in SCCW and all over East Tennessee, all over the United States. But for right now, this United States Championship is my main goal. So
And look up Skylar Sage on Facebook.
Skylar Sage Wrestling.
Find where he's going to be at. You go to that show, you will not be disappointed. Lots of good promotions going on in East Tennessee in addition to SCCW.
That's right.
Skylar wrestles for several of them. He may be champions across the board. He may every title in Tennessee. Maybe he is. His dream is.
Yes, sir.
But we're getting ready to bring out Zander Storm in just a minute. I'll say thank you again, Skylar, for coming on.
Thank you very much.
Look out for the Rage of Sage fans.
Yes.
Now we're going to go to our sponsors really quickly. You see the big banner behind us, Papa John's Pizza, 562-PAPA, 562-7272. Wonderful pizza. Just get you an extra large, get you some meat on there. If they have salami, God, you get that. I'm not sure if they got it right now.
Pepperoni, the cheese, the
It's
sausage.
great pizza.
Sounds fantastic right now.
Call them up, 562-PAPA. Volunteer Times. Go to thevolunteertimes.com, like the Volunteer Times on Facebook. Latest news stories, sports stories, quickly posted, traffic updates as we get them. Easiest thing to do, I said like it on Facebook, and all the stories and pertinent links will go from there. Also the trophy store, it's behind Weirwood's Bank, and Weirwood's behind the bank. Jeff and Sheila, they make plaques, trophies, cell phone covers, license plate covers, license plates, banquet awards. We just came from some banquet tonight. Beautiful awards. Anything you need, anniversaries, weddings, employee of the month. I may even start getting a wrestler of the month award. You would probably win the May wrestler of the month.
I would love to win that. That would be great.
You have your picture on it. You can get pictures put on these things. A picture of you, maybe a picture of you laying on top of Eric Charles.
Of Eric Charles, me spearing Eric Charles would be nice to have.
You did spirit. I'm still sad about that. I can't believe it happened.
Eric, I had to do what I had to do. I'm sorry.
Well, don't be sorry.
Well, I'm not. I shouldn't say I'm sorry because. I mean, look what
I
I
strongly
ended up with.
recommend. I mean, I love Eric Charles, but most people don't. Most people hate him. To be honest with you, I'm not sure why, but you know, just you tell people. You tell Eric Charles, I'm glad I beat you. Like that, you get the loud mouth in the second row that's out there yelling. You tell him to shut up. You don't want to hear that. I'll tell you. We'll get you somewhere. I'm going to give you Paul's phone number.
Well,
and let you talk to him.
And I may talk to Paul, but I tell you what. Like I said, I'm a humble man, and I focus on my accomplishments and not what I do outside of the ring as much because this is my life. This championship is my life, and I don't know if Paul can actually help me with anything that is going on in my career. So
That's a bold statement right there. I mean,
that's just me.
it's
I don't.
one thing to win the belt, but it's another thing to hold it.
Well, I'm a fighting champion, and I want to be a good champion. I want to be someone that the kids can depend on, to look up to motivate people. And that's me, Jonathan. That's me.
No, not for the kids, man. I mean, those kids just run around and they loudmouth all the time. I mean, most of them need a good spanking.
However you want to discipline, I mean, it's up to you. But when they come to a show and they see me perform, they see me.
Oh, they love you. They're all, ooh, it's Skylar Sage.
Yeah,
I love it.
I love it, man.
The Rage of Sage. You know, you need to do some bandanas and sort of.
That would be cool.
That does it to the kids. Just say the Rage of Sage.
That's kind of hairband still, though.
You know, hairband. He does like bandana.
He does. He has a thing for
That's
it.
the thing. You get in his. You take a hairband and you take him out because you know nobody.
Ah, man, hairband. I love you, and I would love to defend my United States Championship against you.
You can't love your enemies in this. Everyone is your enemy. It's not the champion. Everyone. Smiley, I like Smiley. He's a good guy, but he might try to take your title away. You got to be ready to spear Smiley.
You may be right, and that love even though I love you, Hairband, even though I love you, Smiley, I know that that love can only go so far. We're brothers, but when we step in that ring, it's a fight, plain and simple. All's fair in love and war, I guess.
You gotta do it, you can't be friends. This is a business. I mean, you might make $1 million with this belt, but you know what? Someone else thinks they might make $1 million with that belt too.
And you are correct there. You are correct.
And that's the biggest play in the playbook. You act like you're somebody's best friend. You train with the guy, and they're there. They're watching you train. They know what you're doing. They're looking for a weakness. They're not your friend. So you treat everybody like that. That's what I would do, personally.
I appreciate the
You
advice.
can't have friends in this business.
I appreciate the advice.
So I call it all the way over on one side all the time. Because if you call it in the middle, both sides get mad at you.
You may have a point.
We saw that happen to Patrick. I mean, you can't just say, you know, I'm friends with Hairband, I'm friends with Smiley. Just, you know, disrespect people.
Well, disrespect is something that if you give it, it's going to come back to you on your way back down the ladder. And
You gotta pick up.
well,
If you think you're gonna go down the elevator, find an elevator. Go up.
and I see what you're saying, but there's always a time in a career where you can. I'm not going to say you can only go so far because there are no limits in professional wrestling. But I do know that one day I may move on. I may meet these people again in my career, and I would hate to be in a place where I would need a little help from those people, and they just turn their back
I
on me.
mean, granted, Patrick, he's been pretty nice to you over the last year,
He has.
and he was getting beat up really bad by Eric Charles, and you can't help him.
That's right.
So maybe that's an example that there's someone paying him back or paying it forward.
That's right. That's what this is all about in life, Jonathan. I hope you learn this one day. It would be very beneficial.
I mean, I pretty much stick to myself. I was the interim commissioner for a little while, but I don't seek power. I just try to, you know, stay to the side, get some advice. You know, I don't like certain people, but who could ever like me while Ryan Radcliffe? I used to boo him all the time, but I was right about him.
You did. I remember that. You booed me a few times.
Well, I mean, yeah, I had to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's some Saturday night I did.
Did I
I mean, I
remember.
love Eric Charles.
And if you love Eric Charles, that is fine. It's fine for you to love Eric. I don't know Eric that well. I knew what his ribs felt like when I speared him and got the 3 count.
I mean, he did kind of just, you know, he was like he looked like an alien.
And I feel like his ribs went from being straight to a 90-degree angle. But, Eric, it was nothing personal. John, you said it is part of the business, and it is. But I respect you for stepping in that ring, defending your championship, and I'd like to do the same thing.
Well, I mean, that's the definitive Skylar Sage. I may not agree with it, but I bet a lot of fans do agree with it. And I guess I can see where you're coming from. Those same fans are going to come, they're going to want a t-shirt, they're going to follow you on Facebook. Once again, Skylar Sage Wrestling on Facebook.
Yes.
Go follow it. Because you do. You're wrestling all over East Tennessee. Anytime someone lays a challenge out. Because there's a lot of people in KFW, they run their mouth about you too.
They do. They do.
And I've been to some KFW shows, they're good stuff. You've got quite a few feuds going in that direction too.
There's a lot of things going on in KFW and Sevierville right now. I can tell you that.
Well, we've got my last guest has arrived here, and it's none other than Zander Storm.
He's Mr. Sage. Congratulations, sir.
Oh. Well, we congratulate him. That could be your belt.
I am. I'm congratulating him. It's a beautiful belt.
That belt could be with the bounty
It
hunter.
looks good on
Thank
me.
you.
I've seen the picture, sir.
Thank you.
That belt should be with the bounty hunter. Just leave it here. I'll bring it
I
up.
don't know. I'm going to take the tripod also.
I'm not a thief. I don't steal belts.
That's good. That's a good
I
thing.
just wanted to, see what it looked like sitting in front of Zander Storm.
Xander, I'll see you again.
You have a wonderful day and a safe drive back to wherever you live.
Thank you.
Good luck, Mr. Sage.
Sport independent wrestling. Thank you.
Well, Zander, he's got something that you want.
He does. He does have something that I want. But, for now, you never know what might happen. A lot of things have changed within the past week. I see more changes coming in the future.
Oh, the sweeping changes are gonna, just rack through the SECW. And you gotta look at where it's gonna shake out at. I feel like you're gonna shake out close to the top of the ladder.
We can only hope, but just the simple fact, there's no I might though. There's no hoping. We all know where I'm going in this company, and it's not down.
That's true.
I started at the bottom, and I have worked my way, and I won the heavyweight title and got knocked back down. But I've done nothing but climb. Every match that I've been in, I have fought tooth and nail, got back up. Nothing anyone has thrown at me has stopped me from getting back up.
I gotta say, we've been on a long journey. It's been a year and a half in now. And to watch you, I mean, you were hired as a security guard.
That was.
Within just a few, weeks, you had to get in the ring and defend yourself and defend your client. And you proved to be excellent at it. And ever since then, I mean, you were the fastest person to ever win the SECW title from starting your career.
I was.
And you may be, and I feel there's a good chance of this, the fastest person ever to win your second title in SECW.
It's looking higher and higher every day. We all seen what happened Saturday.
Yeah, that was a very controversial finish, as always.
Unfortunately, the Thug no longer has the heavyweight title, so I do not have him standing in my way anymore. I do not have them holding me back anymore.
Well, I've noticed that being around the locker room, there's what I can only describe as a youth movement. All of you young guys, all the guys that Pat has helped get into the business, you've banded around him. Mr. Sage is one of those guys.
That he is.
And Mr. Sage, I mean, it paid off for Mr. Sage. He became a champion.
Mr. Sage has done held 2 titles in this business in the short amount of time that he has been with us. He has held the cruiserweight and he has held the United States title. I have held the heavyweight title. And look, we have Hairband, who is a phenomenal young man.
Hairband is great.
He is. He's a phenomenal child. He's a great worker. But they're going to have to learn their place. And it's not in front of me.
I mean, you say that, but man, they have some big victories lately. It's been a while since you've had a victory.
It has, but look who's been blocking my way. Our so-called commissioner.
That's quite a roadblock we've got coming. We're going to have to work through. You can find it on YouTube, on our SECW channel, Controversial Happenings. It was a 3-1 vote. I voted personally for the intern to be the new commissioner. That was my vote.
Where was he at?
I mean, I voted.
Where was he at when the Thug was getting ambushed?
Well, he was supposed to be there. And he was supposed to, go out to the ring with you and watch your back.
Him and Mr. Big seem like they ain't doing a lot of anything but collecting checks.
Well, the intern got a call to go collect the bounty. It was a $200,000 bounty. So, the Thug sent him out.
And I've not heard from him since then.
Now, Mr. Big, I can't explain.
I've not heard from the Thug.
The Thug is not, I've not saw or spoken to the Thug either since
The Thug,
happened for Saturday.
where was he when Ross Rivers jumped me as I was getting... You seen who was down.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I thought you were going to put one of your finishing maneuvers on it. You have a great finishing, you do the sharpshooter better than the Hitman did. I've never seen anybody get out of your sharpshooter before, but when you were ready to slap it off.
I don't even know what to say about it.
It was your big heavyweight title. It was this close. It was this close.
Ever since I've joined the Thug, I've had nothing but a target on my back.
I mean, that is the nature.
It's just he's not handling himself well. He's not prepping himself for his matches like he should. The Thug should know to watch his back.
Well, I'll say this from the Thug. He got very distracted in the last few weeks dealing with Patrick. I mean, he was very instrumental in getting Patrick ousted from his role as a commissioner.
And look where he's at now.
I mean, he
titleless.
worked really hard at doing that, and he maybe put a little too much focus on that rather than defending his title. Rather than watching the Bounty Hunters 2.0, and maybe watching your back a little more, helping you, because we know one-on-one that you were going to beat Nick Rivers.
Oh, we all know it.
But
We've all known this for
it's always
6 months.
It's 1-on-3 when you're out there wrestling. And like you pointed out, Mr. Big and the Bounty Hunter, for some reason, aren't always there. I mean, pardon me, Mr. Big and the intern aren't always there. Well, they maybe should be down at ringside with you.
They've never been at ringside with me unless I come out with the Thug. I thought we were in this together, but if you've not noticed, since the intern has been back, I've hit the back burner of everything.
He does love the intern. I mean, the old partnerships, old feuds too in some cases. But it seems strange that what has happened, and maybe he's been a little upset with you for siding with Patrick.
Well, he's got to see my point on it though.
He may now. I mean, after the commissionership, the way it's went now, I mean, we thought for sure the intern was going to get it.
Me and Patrick were in negotiations for me and the Thug to take on the Forsaken Angels Guild.
Oh yeah, that was out.
I know, but look what happened. Instead of trusting me, he went behind my back, didn't tell me what he was doing. Here went our contract out the window.
I did. I see it. Talking to all the guys in the back, there's a split there.
There's a split in the locker room.
There's a youthful rebellion coming in the locker room right now.
Well, I mean,
And I know that you all are going to work, from what I've heard, really hard to get Patrick reinstated as commissioner.
it's what needs to happen. It's the right choice.
To get the company, in your words, back on the right track again.
Rewarding. Exactly.
Instead of rewarding the talent that maybe can't quite do it in the ring anymore without help, without aid.
Have you ever seen anybody come in the ring and during a match and interfere to help me win?
No, I can't say that I have. I mean, I've seen some people,
Post
match and
Bell has came in.
I honestly can't think of a time that I've seen you actually lose a match without someone interfering. I mean, I granted, I usually support people interfering in matches, but maybe you need someone to interfere before somebody else can interfere in your match.
No, I don't. You know me.
I do. I mean, you're like Mr. Sage who just left out of here.
Straight edge. That's why me and Sage get along. That's why our paths have not crossed.
And your name is fitting. I see you in the back. It's before the match, and it's like a storm building up. You get darker and darker, and then you start rumbling, and then you're just ready to pour down on somebody.
It's happened. We've all witnessed it happen. If you've been at an SECW event, you've seen it. When I come out, there's electric in the air. All the fans are behind me. And then slowly, you've got Mike Powers, you've got Ross Rivers, you've got everyone against me. And the only people that's not stood in front of me, but has given me support in the back and, hey man, you can get it next time, has been the youth, has been Hairband. Mr. Sage himself has, hey man, are you okay? Message me privately on my Twitter and ask me, hey, are you okay? Or what's the doctor saying? Even the Road Warrior.
Well, I mean, we even saw Ryan Reckless in defiance of his suspension.
Yeah, defined it. Got suspended for 6 more months. Come out at a show he was at to save me because of Rivers and Powers.
It's the youth revolution, and we know what it's going to lead to. It's going to lead to the perfect storm.
It is. The rage of a storm, maybe. You never know what's going to happen.
But
But
I think maybe, I know you got to go right now. I know big events are coming down the pike.
a lot of things are going to happen. But Mr. John, I have to go. I have to catch a flight out of here, sir. This town can't deal with it right now.
If you see the Thug, tell him to call.
I don't. I hope you see him before I do. He might get a rude awakening.
Yeah, I hate to see that happen. No.
Well, everybody's gone. I'll say hi to everybody.
It's things have spiraled out of control since you've been gone.
That's what I've heard.
Not many people are happy right now.
I am going to talk about this though. This was in the work long before any changes were made. And it's already said, it's already booked. July 15th, Rocky Top, Tennessee. If you'll remember, last year SECW had a series of young talent showcases. We're bringing that back in July. July 15th. Of course, you had Skylar Sage out here tonight. You had Zander Storm out here tonight. You saw earlier, Kenzie Page Henry. Probably the most exciting little daredevil in wrestling. You know, we saw her at one of her home shows at KFW over in Knoxville. You know, we were out scouting talent one night. And, you know, you saw her stand up to Violet Adams.
You know, Violet's a brutal veteran.
Violet mostly wrestles men.
War after war.
She also held her own against one Rock and Roll Roxy.
Probably the top female talent in the entire South.
I mean, Kenzie has a future in the wrestling business. And she's going to be coming right back here. Don't know who she's going to have on that card yet, because none of the matches are signed, just a lot of the talent. Moxie, who you and Skylar talked about. Colt Wild will be coming back down. He's a young talent from out of Kentucky. I don't know what Paul Buchanan's plans are with Stephen Andrews. It's hard to say at this point. Paul has his contract now. Of course, Ross Rivers has that Young Lions title. The Hairbands compete for that cruiserweight title. There's a lot of big stuff coming down the pike.
Now, he's a veteran, but he wanted to know if he could get in on this.
Well, Smiley's a veteran, but Smiley is one of the great young talents of our area.
He's a veteran, but he's a young man.
So yeah, you're going to see Smiley there. It's going to be a first for Rocky Top. It really is. I've been looking forward to bringing this down there. We've got some absolutely amazing fans in Rocky Top. You know, you saw that they just turned out in droves every show. It was standing room only again.
And there's other big events coming up throughout the summer.
Got a slightly delayed but big event coming up in Scott County. Some weather issues forced us to delay that one.
All the floods recently damaged our venue there in Scott County, but it's under repairs right now.
Got a big show coming up in the next few weeks here in Campbell County. I will be locking that down with one Johnny Bruce tomorrow. So a lot of big stuff. And I want to give a special shout out to the folks at Cougar Basketball tonight. They put on a tremendous banquet. They honored their seniors. They fed us. Matt and Brad and Miss Wheeler and Miss Chapman and all Karen Beth Nidifer, all the players, all the cheerleaders.
PRP.
That Rotten Parker, who wouldn't come on wrestling with us tonight. But I greatly appreciate them, what they do for the community. You know, they give us something to be proud of. Have we done the sponsors tonight?
Yes, we
done
have.
the sponsors tonight. All right, well, fans, we are.
It's about time to get out of here.
So we're going to call it a night. Fans, we will see you next week right here on SECW TV.